The education system in America is, well, it has its detractors. The United Nations ranked the good old US of A 8th in the last Education Index, and in the 2015 Program for International Student Assessment, the US ranked significantly lower in science, math, and reading scores than many European and Asian countries. Even Canada beat them in all three categories. Canada! Those idiots just give healthcare away. How good can their math skills be when they don't even know how to make any fucking money? And one really big detractor of the US education system? Vine star, former Disney actor, YouTube celebrity, boxer, and neighborhood nuisance, Jake Paul. Jake has decided that only he, and a handful of his YouTuber friends, can save the kids. If I die, I want to die having made a real difference on the world. I hate to break it to you, Jake, but the education system really did fail you if you think that's an if. We all die. He then goes on to post this. If you're confused at what the event is tomorrow, basically I'm sick of our education system and how it's teaching kids zero real life skills for them to secure their own future. I'm creating a movement for everyone who wants to take life into their own hands and learn real life skills from actual professionals, ellipses missing a dot. Why are kids sitting in film class learning from a teacher who has never even made a film, ? And that's just one example. I was the kid in class who was the smartest. I fucking bet. But wouldn't apply myself because I thought it was so stupid to be sitting there, but it's all we are taught. I'm just not letting it go on anymore without doing something about it. It should be noted that Jake Paul dropped out of high school to move to LA to act, and before that was well on his way to becoming a Vine star, so it's unlikely that he was taking his education seriously at all in those years. And he has absolutely no college or university education, so he wouldn't know that, generally when you get to that level, the people who teach you how to do the job that you're learning to do are people who have done the job. My radio announcing teacher was the morning show host for a local station. The music industry arts students were taught by people who had released albums on actual labels. At every level, from academics to the trades, people are being taught by actual professionals. But of course, he wouldn't know this because, what? He had a high school film class in Ohio taught by the gym teacher or something and expected Steven Spielberg would come by to teach 15-year-olds how to make fucking Jurassic Park? But anyway, he's gonna do something about the education system he knows nothing about by starting the financial freedom movement. He held an event for the launch of this venture where he apparently slammed a bunch of White Claws and made signs that said things like, "School sucks, start a YouTube channel today." And by the way, when you type financial freedom movement into Google, the actual website is not on the first page. So maybe one of his industry experts, can teach that dude about SEO and buying keywords. But for only $20 a month, you could become a movement maker. I'm a movement maker every morning. I didn't have to pay Jake Paul a dime. What was he fucking thinking with his name? Smartest kid in the class right here. So, what do you get when you become a shit taker? Cutting-edge mentorship, coaching, and training from multiple millionaires, expert trainers, and thought leaders on how to achieve financial freedom using social media and the internet, as well as Jake Paul's personal experience, rituals, and secret formula on how he's achieved massive success at a young age, so you can follow in his footsteps to achieve your goals faster and easier than ever before. How does this website not make this whole thing look like a massive scam? The site even contradicts itself. He says he'll tell you his secret formula, but then he says the program isn't for anyone looking for a magic pill to success because there isn't one. So, there's a secret formula, but not a magic pill? Also, does Disney, MTV, Forbes, and all these other companies know that their logos are on this site with no context? Because, well, they are. It makes it look like these companies are backing this project, which again adds more to the scam feel of this whole thing. Now, shocker, I actually agree with Jake, in a way. The education system doesn't teach teenagers real-life skills. The problem is that Jake Paul doesn't know what a real life is. Kids should be taught how to file their own taxes, the basics of investing, how to put together a resume. Schools could have local HR people come in and do mock job interviews. There should be mandatory practical classes on how to change the oil or a flat tire on your car, or basic cooking skills. And not every kid learns the same way. Some don't absorb knowledge through lectures and textbooks. they should be shown other options, like the trades, which apparently need people badly, and to not believe that success is based entirely on SAT scores or how well you understand a bunch of dead poets and authors. The cookie-cutter education system is not for everyone, but all Jake's doing is trying to sell kids dreams about becoming famous, which, by the way, he tried 2 years ago and it failed. His previous venture, Edfluence, was launched 2 years ago, cost $64, and no longer exists. So those people already got fucked. He's trying to get kids, no educated adult would fall for this, I hope, to get Jake Paul to teach them about a career that has so many people trying to break in already and such a low success rate. Let me ask you, is this what he thinks the alternative to sitting in science class should be?
There's a lot of research that says on the topic of vision setting and goal setting that it's not just about like the logical thing, like I want to have that house or that car or that thing, but it's about the emotional reasons behind it, the reason why you want to do it. So what like emotionally juices you up? Like there's, examples. It's like, if you had to make $1 million in the next 12 months, could you do it? Maybe, yeah. And then, but if someone put a gun to your head and said, I'm going to kill you and your whole family, which might sound crazy, could you come up with a way to do it? And all of a sudden you have a much bigger reason.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like, oh yeah, well now I have no choice.
Yeah.
And so how important do you think it is to come up with emotional reasons why you want to achieve something, more so than just being like, oh, I want that new toy, that new material thing?
That's a sample of one of the lessons you'll have access to, which, by the way, are all people talking to you, so it's no different than lectures, you just get to watch them whenever you want to. But that video, that's fucking insane at the worst, and at best, it's just semi-inspirational platitudes, and it's morally dishonest to put in the minds of a bunch of kids you've influenced that you too could achieve financial freedom if you just follow my lead and give me a bunch of money, when so much of what he did also amounts to luck, having been in the right place at the right time when Vine was exploding, being naturally charismatic and TV attractive. Sorry, ugly people, but you're not moving out to LA to work on a Disney show, and you'll never break 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Look at all the top stars, and then look at yourself. And then, once he became mildly famous, just keeping himself in the public eye by being an unrepentant piece of shit as much as possible, attracting more 14-year-olds that think that his mainstream rebellious nature is cool. In fact, I can tell you his secret to success right now for free. He made highly shareable, lowest common denominator Vine videos for children, then got some investors on board who were willing to give money to anything new media that looked popular, and then made an intentionally bad rap song that would also be shared for all the wrong reasons, a la Rebecca Black, cashed in on that sweet, sweet YouTube money, and mobilized his fans to think they're part of Team 10. I just saved you $240 for a year of subscribing to what will almost definitely be a slow drip of shitty videos telling you gotta want it, but never really telling you any specifics about how you, with your current skills and abilities, or lack thereof, can become a millionaire influencer. If Jake Paul wanted to give people something tangible for their money, you pay him X number of dollars, and then he tells his drooler fans to go to your YouTube channel and watch it. You give him some money, and he gives you 1 million views, and you take it from there if your content is good enough. That would be the only way he can help you become famous and rich. But he doesn't care about education. If he did, he'd use all that money he has and put out a series of free videos about how to do your taxes, how a mortgage works, and why you need to buy insurance. Things that he wishes they taught in school, and things that his dad, a realtor apparently, could have taught him all about. No, he cares about selling dreams to desperate idiots and making even more money that he can piss away in an excessive lifestyle that he fell ass backwards into by making 6-second videos of himself screaming and flopping around on the floor like a fucking idiot.